Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story, is the brightest, most intriguing and steamiest one yet. You will be glad to know that the behind-the-scenes stories are just as exciting as the plot of the show. Let's discover all the secrets behind the characters' costumes, get to know how India Amarteifio and Corey Mylchreest felt about the steamy scenes, and find out why the actors weren't fans of Bridgerton before they got their parts. Viewers are hooked from the first few seconds of the show thanks to the stunning visuals and gorgeous outfits. The vibe of the 18th century is quite real. To source items for the outfits, the show's costume designers visited museums around the world and ordered replicas of real dresses and jewellery. This means that the smallest details, even the undergarments, were done by the book. All the female characters had to spend their 12-hour working days in heeled shoes and real silk stockings, plus dozens of petticoats under their skirts and corsets, which were made from real whalebone. Even the actresses who were only in crown scenes had to wear corsets to achieve the period-appropriate silhouette.
They gave us a lot of tank tops to wear underneath our corsets.
The actresses had a tough time adjusting to the cumbersome costumes. First of all, the filming was in the summer, so the cast had to use all possible methods to save themselves from the insane heat.
Ice packs. I had a lot of ice packs down my front, down my back. They used to peg up my dress so that I could have some wind going on.
Because of the hot weather, the breaks between the scenes were a blessing.
So whenever, we stop filming, my dresser and makeup, they are on hand with electric fans. 2 electric fans, portable.
Do you think that the actresses were able to relax and chat in their free time? No way. India Amarteifio said she couldn't even sit in her outfits.
I had a box that I had to sit on with my dresses. Because in the dresses you can't sit back on a chair with a back.
The worst thing about India's costume though, she couldn't eat lunch. Unfortunately, her form-fitting gowns were not made for dining.
Not being able to eat is pretty detrimental. I think Simone Ashley said in an interview, it's like she ate salmon and rice and she just felt it in her chest, and I could not relate to anything more.
However, the queen of complicated outfits was definitely Golda Rosheuvel. She had a new wig for every single scene, and they were so heavy that the actress had to use a specific neck bandage on set to avoid an injury.
It's a lot,
Yeah.
You have to. There's a whole balancing thing going on.
Yeah.
The weight thing is happening, and then you have to act and perform.
Preparing for the scenes was quite challenging too. First of all, Rosheuvel had to sit through a 2.5-hour transformation every day. Secondly, her hairstyles were too complicated to do in the trailers on set. So, Golda did her prep in the salon and was transported to the filming location in a very specific way. There is a point where I have to be driven to set in a van. Sometimes I have to sit on the floor of said van because the wigs are too high, but the actress admitted it was totally worth it. Moreover, she had dreamed of that kind of role for personal reasons.
This is an ode to my mother. I'm a biracial person, biracial actress. My mother was white, my father was Guyanese. Brought up in England.
Speaking of the younger version of the Queen, India Amarteifio shared some scenes that brought her much more pleasure than discomfort. For example, the scene where her character, Queen Charlotte, and King George get married gave her chills.
It feels so real. You're in the costume, you've got the ring, you've got the Archbishop of Canterbury, you've got the husband. It's very magical.
As in any Bridgerton series, the love story was at the centre. This new season features much more romantic details and steamy scenes. The actors behind Charlotte and George even sparked dating rumours after their close interactions. However, when the show was released, Corey shared that he has a girlfriend, and he and India are just close friends. So what is the secret to such believable steamy parts? It was the result of the work of a whole team.
Yeah. Everything we did was considered, it was mapped out and choreographed by our intimacy coordinators.
Moreover, the actors shared that they could see the purpose of showing all the intimate moments, which helped a lot.
Nothing in the show is gratuitous. We didn't ever go into an intimacy scene going, why the hell is this in shot? Right. Why are we doing this?
But the 2 young actors shared that their experience was quite nerve-wracking.
Intimacy scenes are terrifying, You're having to be your most vulnerable self and something that is very private and very personal in front of a crew, but then also knowing that it's going to be shown to so many people.
Still, that wasn't the most challenging part for the lead actors. Corey Mylchreest said he had trouble bringing his character to life. King George struggles with mental illness, which was never diagnosed, so Corey had to do a lot of research to get to know how to portray it. Most of his scenes battling with an attack were improvised. It doesn't afford you anything other than permission to go 100%. If you don't commit fully, then you're going to almost offend the honour of the character, both that Shonda has written and the real guy that I fell in love with when I did my research. It's safe to say that Corey did an amazing job, despite it being his first major role on TV. Mylchreest wasn't the only newcomer on set. His on-screen servant, Freddie Dennis, is also just starting his showbiz career, as are the actors behind young Brimsley and Agatha Danbury, Sam Clemmett and OSSA'm Thomas. The actors shared that they felt pressure stepping into such a famous story, so the cast had already united after passing their auditions to prepare for their roles together.
There was a certain level of research which was imperative. I was reading books, watching films, visiting Kew Gardens, which is where George and Charlotte spent most of their time with their 15 kids.
As with the actors in previous Bridgerton seasons, the cast had to take etiquette courses.
But it was all fun. It was like going back to school, but the fun elements. I felt like a naughty school kid sitting there, like trying to make friends with my new castmate.
And the time spent together brought the team closer.
We are
best of friends.
We are the best of friends. We all get on so well. It's been the best part about this job we have come away as friends for life.
What about the older cast? For the actresses behind the older Queen Charlotte and Lady Danbury, it's already their third season. So fans naturally assumed Golda Rosheuvel and Adjoa Andoh guided the younger generation. In fact, it was quite the opposite. The filmmakers wanted India and OSSA'm to bring their own touch to the characters, so the actresses reportedly haven't exchanged acting notes. However, the actors behind the young and older Brimsley, Sam Clemmett and Hugh Sachs, decided to work together to create a complete character. They even did readings together.
We chatted all about the character and his ideas and everything that he's been bringing to him when shooting Bridgerton, and then I've taken bits of his ideas.
As for Corey Mylchreest, he had support from another experienced colleague, India Amarteifio. She has worked in the movie industry for more than a decade, so the actress helped Corey out sometimes.
There was someone in the scene that was moving around and then would stand directly between the camera and myself, and then India just pulled this person aside and made sure to make my life a lot easier.
The support was totally mutual. India shared that Corey's passion for the Bridgerton story and devotion to the job motivated her. The strange thing is that the lead actor wasn't even familiar with the show before he got a part in it.
Were you a Bridgerton fan before?
No, I wasn't actually, not at all. It's just sort of passed me by, I don't know how.
Corey added that he had never seen the previous seasons, even after he got a role in the show. OSSA'm Thomas was in the same situation.
And I'd never seen the show. I thought Bridgerton was the name of the street that they lived on. I did not even realize it was a family.
Their colleague on set, Sam Clemmett, was on the contrary a big fan of the Bridgerton story. He auditioned for the second season of the show and almost got the role of a minor character who only appeared for a few minutes. But at the last moment he said no, and here he is as the beloved by many Brimsley. There are theories that there will be one more season of Bridgerton, and it could be focused more on Brimsley and Reynolds' love story.
I think that's a really important relationship to show.
If you want to know more details about the cast of Queen Charlotte, the Bridgerton story, check out our next video. And don't forget to stay awesome.